Okay, we're live. It's 8:27 on, I think today is Sunday, 9/10/2023. And I thought I'd come on and give a quick update on Hurricane Lee. And let me play my intro and I'll be right back with some maps. Okay, so let's go right to it. I'm not going to be on here long because I got to get ready for work, but interesting developments going on here with Hurricane Lee. So let's just give you a quick update on what's going on in the continental United States here. It's some rain here in New England right now from a front that's pushing out. But all right, so we have front dropping here in the east, northeast here, all the way basically down, big ridge of high pressure in the middle of the country. And this is going to play a significant role in what happens at the end of the week, especially this front right here. And this is for today and tomorrow. But what I can do is keep an eye on this front right here. So this is going to get me to the 13th. Right, oops. September 14th, which is 4 days from now. So here's that front right here. And if you look to the east of this map here in the Atlantic, you're going to see the fringe effects of Hurricane Lee. So this is out Thursday. But this front right here, I believe it's this front right here, because this front will pass off and be inconsequential. But this front right here may actually be the important steering current for this hurricane here to actually hit a lot further west than previously thought. And for those of you who have been covering this storm know what I'm talking about. All right, so and if you go here, you have this huge high pressure here continuing to dominate the Great Lakes, 2/3 of the country pretty much to the east. So let's go back here. So here we have Lee. It's been going through a lot of changes the last couple of days. This is the Atlantic Basin here. You have Margot here that's going to basically just be a fish story here in the middle Atlantic. The Bermuda High is right here, so it can't take a left here. It's got to go up into here somewhere. You got two other storms that are coming off. One that just came off the coast of Africa here, well south of the Cape of Verde Islands here. So this is going to be a problem later next week. This one here, I think, is going to follow the same path as Margot here. But the important story right now is this guy here, Hurricane Lee. It was looking pretty ragged yesterday, encountering some wind shear here off to the west. A little bit of dry air getting into the system. Went all the way down to a Category 2. But it's getting to a point where now it's basically at a standstill. Its westward track is about 8 miles per hour, so it's really not moving a lot, and that is going to occur for the next couple of days here. So we have top speeds at 120 miles per hour. The pressure is falling again, 954 millibars. It was all the way up to 968, I think, yesterday. So it's falling again. And if you're plotting at home, the coordinates are 22.1 north, 61.7 west. And the coordinates are going to come into play here really quickly. But what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to track off here to the northwest kind of. And what we're going to pay attention to is this parallel here when we get to the charts. So we have these are the latest from 5 o'clock. They'll probably do another update here soon. And they're just talking about dangerous rip currents all up and down the seacoast here. And this is going to be updated here pretty soon, because some of the latest models, I've been following the European model for the last few days or so, and the European model is usually the most accurate of all the models. And the European model had this kind of going a lot more west than this parallel here when it starts to take its turn north. So I think that's going to happen. Let's see if I can get rid of that box. And I can't. So I just put the straight line in here. But this is going to be a major hurricane all the way up until about late Wednesday, probably. Category 3, Category 4. And once it starts to take its turn to the north, it's going to, what they call elongate, get a little bit bigger. And it's going to drop in intensity. But the problem with dropping in intensity is it becomes more unraveled. The system gets less tight. So that's going to cause this storm to get bigger as far as mass. This cone here is the problem, because once you start getting, Bermuda's pretty much going to be out of this, I think. So is in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. But once you get into about Friday, next Friday, you're going to starting to see this Bermuda High here, and you're going to have this trough that's going to come down here north into Canada here. And this trough is actually going to be the major steering current of this storm. And this trough that drops down here from Canada may actually pull this storm closer to the New England coast, especially up into Maine, and definitely up into Canada. So let's go to a satellite here. I mean, that's my opinion, and that's That's what the European model's been saying all along. But and now the GFS is actually in agreement with it. So here's our system here. You can see yesterday was over here and it was looking pretty ragged. It didn't have an eye wall. It was encountering shear in the center here, but it reformed its eye wall now and it's looking really good. I mean, it's perfect outflow here. Still getting a little bit of shear on the northern edge here, but you can see a well-defined eye now. Once this wraps, once the convection here on the western side starts to wrap more around the center here, it's going to get much stronger. This will be this will be another category 4. But it's inconsequential, the categories now, because once it starts to make its northern turn, it's going to encounter much more unfavorable conditions for like that kind of a storm. Hey CJK, how are you? So let's go to get out of here. I do want to look at the water vapor though. So this is the lower level water vapor here, and yesterday this was a lot worse than this as far as the dry air that was trying to sneak into the center here. But as you can see, this is starting to hit this ridge of high pressure here. So this dry air is starting to move away from the center here, and you can see it's starting to get better organized. And the water temperatures here, you know, in the Atlantic Basin here, closer to when you get to the Bahamas, much warmer. So this will start picking up intensity. But the problem is this storm is going to slow down. It already has quite a lot. So it's not even really moving much right now at all. And that's going to keep intensifying over, you know, those slower speeds, because it takes all this moisture and keeps building and building and building, which might have an impact on the storm that follows it next week, because once that other storm comes through here, it's going to encounter this upwelling water here, and this storm here, Lee, is actually going to cool down the waters here a little bit. So I just wanted to see that, and then I'm going to go quickly to the infrared. This is, you can see here from the lightning intensity here that this storm here has much better circulation to it. There's convection to the east of it. This will wrap into itself here, and you're getting some lightning strikes too in the center here, which is unreal. That's bizarre. But that could be from some of the dry air that was in there yesterday. But this is a much better system today. It's got plenty of outflow here, a little bit of shear here, like I said, still on the northern side, but that's going to kind of wane here in the next couple of hours. But it's a much better looking system today. All right, so let's go quickly to, actually I want to check one more thing before I get. So this is the infrared here. What they do is this is from a satellite, and they infrared these cloud tops here, and you can see deeper reds here. These are the higher cloud tops. You can start to see white cloud tops here. These are way up. So this is a much better intense storm. You got convection around the east side, the west side, and this is, you know, obviously growing in intensity. Thank you for coming in, CJ. All right, so I just figured I'd come on. There's been some developments on this storm here, so I'm just trying to cover. Um, if you live in the Northeast or Maine, Canada, this is going to probably be a problem. What am I doing? All right. So I'm going to go to the spaghetti plots here. If I can get there. Actually, I'll check the sea surface temperatures here too. So this is the problem here. See, this is Florida here, East Coast, Canadian Maritimes up in here. But you can see this storm is right in this general vicinity here, and it's definitely warm enough. Once you start getting into here, though, Franklin that came by here not too long ago kind of upwelled this water to cool it off a little bit. So that's why when it comes here and takes that northern track, it's going to weaken a little bit as it makes its elevator ride to the northeast. So this water is much cooler than this here. Still warm enough to support a tropical system, but it's just not going to be a category 3 or 4 once it heads north. It's almost impossible for that to happen. All right, so let's go to, I just got the latest GFS, that's why I came on here. So they've been a little bit late with their forecast models here, and that's not helping anybody. But you got to understand, they're probably going through quite a bit right now. So this is the GFS model here, and what I want everybody to pay attention to is this parallel right here, because that seems to be the important one. You have your high pressure ridge here. This is the Bermuda High that's kind of, it sits in the Atlantic Ocean pretty much all summer long and just spins counterclockwise. I'm sorry, clockwise. And then you have the East Coast here. And then you're going to see these fronts. I mean, it's not great on these images here because they don't really care. But the GFS model has had this going and it kind of turning into this zone here in this parallel and then back up towards the Canadian Maritimes. But this trough here that's going to set up the northern United States over the Great Lakes into New England here is actually going to cause this system almost like a magnet to attract to that trough and bring it more inland than previously thought. I don't know if it's going to make a landfall here in the East Coast, but I would not be shocked. But if you can see, you see on this latest track here, the GFS is more in line with the European model, taking it much closer to the northeast. So we're getting out to about, where is this now? This is Thursday. So Thursday, it's going to start, actually late Wednesday, it's going to start this northern climb here because this ridge of high pressure is going to relax a little bit enough for this to make its escape route. This can't take a left. I mean, I'm sorry, a right. So it's got to kind of climb its escape route to try to get out of here. But if you watch these trough, this trough is, I don't think this trough, this front here is actually, what the fuck was that? not going to be strong enough to push this like they thought it was earlier this week. So we'll go into Friday here. So this is Friday. And as you can see, this does take a little bit of an eastern track here in this parallel because of this front here. But if you watch, this front will relax and weaken. This is Friday here. We're at Friday, and here's the other one that's basically just doing nothing. But if you watch this storm here, this is going to start getting going late next week. So we'll have to keep an eye on this for next week. But see right there, this might take this westerly movement here into the northeast. And some of the European models earlier this week had been on this for a while, that it was going to go up here and take a left because of this front here pulling this into the northeast. Acts like a magnet almost. Path of less resistance here. So this is what probably might happen. Now there's big uncertainty in here, still. It's still a good week away. So I just wanted to come on and give this update. Oh, good. I can do this now too. Nope. So this one that I'm clicking on here is a few hours ago. And this is the ensemble. So this is a whole bunch of these computer models being fed into the system from aircraft reconnaissance, and they just plot these computer models from this. So you can see, there's a whole bunch of these, and the consensus on these is right in the center here. But you have some of these that are more to the west, more to the east. But what you do is you kind of create your cone around this. So, but the general consensus is right in this parallel here. So if you see, oops, sorry. You see at the very last frame here, I'll try to stop it. It takes a north turn. Here's the consensus right here. And then at the very last second, it takes like a quick left because of this trough here. See how it's starting to go north, and then it takes a quick, and most of these models are agreeing with this now. You have a few that are still over here to the east of it, but the majority of these are now taking this much closer to the United States. And then right in here, you have the majority of the models. This is basically the eye here, coming right into the main Maritimes here. So if I was in this region here, I'd probably start paying attention to this, even into the Canadian Maritimes, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, because they got hit earlier this year. Uh, but this system here will not be a Category 4 when it gets in here. I can guarantee you that much. It'll be maybe a tropical storm, maybe a minimal hurricane. It might even get extra tropical once it gets into here. But the waters on the East Coast and the Atlantic these days here are nice, and they're a lot warmer than they have been. So I probably shouldn't say that. But it definitely won't be a Category 4. This is not going to happen. It's almost impossible for that to happen here. All right, so let's go back here. And this is a good map here because, you know, everybody always concentrates on the center of the storm. But these, once it gets up to this northern track here, it's going to really elongate. And these winds are going to stretch out a lot wider than if it was, you know, a more compact storm like it is now. So once it takes its northern track, it's going to fan out quite a bit. So, you know, a bobble 20 miles to the west, 20 miles to the east makes a huge difference on what happens once you start getting into the northeast. Definitely big swells here all the way from the Del Mar Peninsula all the way down to Florida, pretty much. These waterways are going to be pummeled by high seas in the next week. Same with Bermuda. But it looks like the majority of this is just going to skirt right by Bermuda. It always does. And this is basically arrival time stuff here. So once you start getting into Thursday, you'll see this cone just really, really, really expand out. Because the uncertainty of the track is still unknown at this point, but it's shifting much more to the west now than it was yesterday. And we've gotten a lot of rain here. Hey, Fort Pitbulls, how you doing? Yeah, North Carolina's be fine. Just for like, if you like high surf, I'd go to North Carolina coast because it'll be awesome. But North Carolina will be pretty much. I just came on because they had a last update that the National Weather Service got was in conjunction with the European model that's been saying it's going to go more west than east, and it's obviously a problem if it does that. Once I get closer to the East Coast, I can start getting some buoy readings. But there's the Atlantic right there, and you can see a much more well-defined eye here. This storm is really getting going again, but it's basically hit us like a roadblock here. It's just stopped. It was going at about 14, 16 knots the last couple of days, and now it's just really going to start to crawl here because of this frontier. But once it does that, you're going to see this storm just churn up the ocean, and just get stronger and stronger and stronger as it moves slowly to the west. But once you get into here, it's going to start, you know, Thursday or so, it's going to really start lifting north. There's that other system right there coming off the coast of Africa right now, actually. The Gulf looks good, though. The Caribbean looks great. I mean, there's nothing going on in there right now. Everything's in the Atlantic. You have about 3 storms here in the Atlantic right now. But this thing looks really good right now. This thing looks perfect buzzsaw, well-defined eye, convection to the west, convection to the east. And this will be a category 4 probably by tomorrow again. So that's it. Did they catch that guy in Pennsylvania yet? Probably not. He's long gone. Let me see, here's your high pressure is right in here. Actually, let me go. So this is the North Atlantic here. Here's New England, Maine, Canadian Maritime. See this cool water here. And this is the trough here that's going to drop right here. So this is U.S. Atlantic coast. This is the satellite here. And here's North Carolina, South Carolina. And you can just start to see the outer bands of Lee starting to appear here. But this is where this whole event is going to take place, right in here. Oh, there he is.
Oh, I'm over there.
What are you doing?
I was over there.
Are you drunk?
I am not. I'm sober.
Thank you, CJK, for coming in. Yeah, I'll probably do another update tomorrow. Tomorrow morning when I get home.
Sobriety is an art that I have not quite accomplished in my life.
Yeah, well, I didn't do the sobriety thing until, 35?
Right. Yeah. So here
You
we are.
won.
Amber's over there.
Hi.
Is she stoned?
Nope.
No.
I keep trying to get her, Stone. She won't listen. She doesn't want to do it.
What
You
a
know,
horrible day.
I was like, Dad's gonna wake up and be pissed.
Yeah. How about all those fans now, huh? They're probably already ready to take this guy's head off. It's
Who Pickett?
yeah.
The Niners are no joke, man.
They're just
They remind me a lot of Chris Paul. Like they're gonna lose in the end. Like something's gonna happen.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I'm a fan. Like, I've been a fan of my team forever. Yeah, but I'm not, I'm not delusional. You know what I mean? Like, I know when my team's going to do good. I know when they're going to do bad. I'm not sitting here every year saying, like the Cowboys fans, next year, buddy, next year. Wait till next year. It ain't happening.
Dad, you tell me every year your team is awful.
They suck. They're awful. They have a horrible team, buddy.
Hey, you will not tell me when things are good with your team.
Yeah, no. Well, I did when we beat Arizona, man. I knew they were going to win that one.
That was the best, one of the best Super Bowls ever.
But you guys won. That's good news.
It wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking good. And you know what? Tua is a fucking mess.
Well, he pulled it out in the end, though.
Mess. Yeah.
I mean, he pulled it out in the end, right? He got the touchdown to win the game.
And he threw for like the most yards in NFL history.
Yeah, I couldn't see. I saw the box score, and I'm like, wow, he's having a really good game. How can they be losing?
Dad, listen. I'm
Yeah.
gonna send you a link, and you'll be able to watch every game anytime you want.
Dude, I can't.
Why?
Oh my God, the Cowboys are already up 16-0 on the Giants.
Well, the good news is the Patriots lost.
Yeah. You knew that was coming. They're in the same boat I am, man, right now.
Felger and Maz is going to be hilarious tomorrow.
So who do you think was the most surprising win today? Probably Cleveland, you think?
I picked Cleveland. I took Cleveland. They're going to be really good with Deshaun Watson, man. I think it might be us and Deshaun Watson in the AFC Championship.
Who'd I pick?
Amber.
I picked Cleveland too. I picked Cleveland at the last second. I'm so smart.
Nice. Their defense is just so good. Like Myles Garrett is just a different animal,
Yeah, I almost picked them to go to the Super Bowl, but I can't. You know what I mean? I can't.
Right.
But you're right. They do have a great defense. They got a great running game, and now they got a quarterback. So, but we said this last year. Remember?
But they, Brissett is a bum.
Who's Brissett?
He was their quarterback last year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
For the first.
I thought he played for the Colts last year.
No, last year he was with Cleveland.
Oh yeah, he wasn't going to win anything.
They won a couple games, but they didn't.
Wouldn't it be really weird if it's Cleveland and Jacksonville in the championship game? Wouldn't that just be weird?
I think it's going to be one of those. One of those teams is going to be in the AFC Championship or make a playoff run. One of them is going to not do that well. And just know that the Steelers and the Dolphins are going to lose.
Yeah. The only thing about my team is at the end of the year, they'll probably pick one team to make life miserable. You know what I mean? Like, they'll probably beat some team that just needs to get into the playoffs, like the Jets or something.
Right. Tomorrow night's a very interesting. Oh, which game did you pick for the game of the week, by the way?
I don't know. You can pick it.
Yeah, it's
Let's just do tomorrow night's game because that'll be fair for everybody.
that's a good pick. It probably is the game of the week too. Like the week one was awesome. These games were fucking awesome.
Yeah, I picked if Atlanta and Carolina play every week, I'll lose every pool.
Did you take Carolina?
Yeah. It doesn't matter who I pick in that game. It doesn't matter. If I pick Atlanta, Atlanta will lose. If I pick Carolina, Carolina will lose.
I always win those
every fucking year. And it's
I
like
can't
they always play. They're always playing each other every single week.
I've picked San Francisco to lose for like 2 years straight, and they always win. I always
Don't you find that strange?
The Niners have won like every game for like 3 years, and I've always not picked them.
Was that Trey Young?
What?
Who was quarterbacking for San Fran? I don't even know.
Purdy.
Oh,
he's back. Yep, he played well.
See, I can't watch the games because I sleep till about 6. So, by the time I get up and have my coffee at 7, then I got to get ready for work at about 9:30. So
kind of missed them all. Yeah,
I miss all the games, but I don't mind doing the lives because they can go over the week and stuff. And
right.
Frosty will join us here on the live too. Frosty's a good guy. You'll like Frosty.
Where the hell is what's her face?
Jinx?
Yeah.
CJK and Fort Pitts was here. You'll like Frosty. He's a Colts fan, so he has no hope.
It's always funny. It's always funny with the Colts fans. You always think they're going to do well, and then all of a sudden they lose the game. You're like, what?
Yeah. Look, if you can't win with Peyton Manning, you're just not good. You're just really not good.
Who was better, Eli or Peyton, you think?
In the big game?
I feel like Eli just didn't want to play for like 5 years at a time. And then when he was like, okay, yeah, this is my year.
Yeah. I if you're saying to me that Peyton Manning's a better quarterback than Eli Manning, I'll probably have to agree with you. But what Eli Manning did to the Patriots is just bizarre.
He pulled the pants down and spanked them in the ass.
Of all freaking people, right? To beat Tom Brady, Eli Manning.
Goofy. Yeah, he's so goofy.
And he beat him twice. 2 times.
Nah, Dad. Do you know who the Super Bowl is going to be?
Who?
The Bears and the Texans.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Bears fans.
They have no chance. They
got smoked by Green Bay. I'll tell you what. If they hit on Love, that's pretty impressive.
Tampa? Yeah.
No, if Green Bay, if Love is good in Green Bay and they've had 3 quarterbacks in a row, I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that division is like Detroit, as far as I'm concerned. I think people might be right about Detroit.
Well, the Packers beat the Bears by 100 today in Chicago. They didn't even have the best receiver. Green Bay might be a problem. They might have their new Aaron Rodgers, I can't hear you. You're muted.
Why does that happen? How did I get muted?
Probably Starlink.
They gave this guy Dan Jones all that money and sucks.
Dan Jones, I love it. Nah, this game isn't over. The Cowboys are going to lose this game.
It's 19-0 now.
It doesn't matter.
No, that's right. No, this is good for Cowboys fans. Tomorrow they're gonna be like, yeah, see, I told you we're going to the Super Bowl. And at the last minute this year, they're gonna do something really dumb.
Every time.
You gotta
Every
love it though. You
year.
just have to love it.
Every year. All Des Bryant had to do was catch the football. And he had to reach out for the extra yard.
Did you watch your game?
You don't really feel bad for because they're all cunts.
Yeah. That's a strike.
You know?
Yeah.
like I have no remorse for any Cowboy fan.
I can't stand Cowboy fans. Most of them are just so obnoxious. I don't know what's worse, a Patriots fan or a Cowboys fan.
Like every time I assess a football fan's knowledge, if they say they're a Cowboys fan, I just assume they know nothing about football.
And they're such bandwagon fans, right?
They really are. No, they really are. Like it's always like they're like, oh yeah, my uncle was a Cowboys fan. I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with you? Who do you think America's team is?
It was the Patriots for a while, right?
Who do you think it is now? The Chiefs?
Probably. Yeah, probably the Chiefs, I would think.
America's team has always been Green Bay.
There's a lot of people that hate Green Bay, though.
Really? Who? Glenn?
Chicago fans,
Okay, Glenn?
Minnesota fans, Detroit fans.
Lynn? Does Lynn like Green Bay?
Lynn?
Yeah. What about Glenn and Lynn?
Oh, Glenn is a Cowboys fan.
Does he hate the Packers though?
Kind of. Your grandfather was a Packers fan.
That's right.
I don't know, man. I think it's probably the Chiefs. You're probably right.
I think it's the Packers.
But do you literally think there's a dominant team in football right now?
Yeah, it's the Chiefs.
Think so?
Yeah. They're the dynasty, right?
Hey, Jinx, we were just talking about you. Hey, kiddo.
Nice. There she is.
You be good to Jinx, man. She'll come over there and kick your living fucking ass.
Oh shit!
Don't mess with those Kentucky girls. They'll literally put you in a freaking vat and burn you.
They'll jinx you.
Hey, kiddo, I got to get out of here soon, though, because I got to get to work. I just wanted to
Same.
Thank you, Jinx. I just wanted to cover the storm and go over some of the football scores and,
I felt so bad. You must have woke up to 27-7.
Oh, I knew they were going to lose today. I just knew it.
Yeah. I thought they were too until I realized it was in Pittsburgh. I actually had Pickens. I started him, and then
we need a new coach. We need new everything. You guys
will be fine. San Fran they're just like attention whores. They week one they're gonna win, but they're not gonna win. They're just like Chris Paul. You just know at the end of the year they're gonna lose.
Well, like I said, you could be a Colts fan, right?
Right. I just can't wait till the Jets lose this year. The Jets are going to go 3-13.
I can't wait till they play the Dolphins, man. I just can't.
It's interesting, though, because they're either going to win all their games or lose all their games. It's not going to be any in between,
I have no faith in the Jets. None. They, until they start winning playoff games, I have no faith in them. But, I think you might be right with Detroit. I think Detroit has a pretty good team right now, and they may get to the playoffs and cause some problems to this year, I think.
I like Green Bay. I think Green Bay is your sleeper team this year. I think they built the defense around Rodgers for a while, so they still have a kind of solid defense. They put up 38 points today.
Who?
The Packers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Frosty's probably crying right now. The Colts lost. But that's nothing new. The Colts
Well, they're lucky because it didn't look good with Anthony Richardson. He hurt his knee at some point, and then he was fine. So that's good. Anthony Richardson actually was one of the best players in the first half of today. Richardson played really well. It just the second half got away from him once he almost got hurt. He was like,
It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're hurt, you can't win.
Right.
Right.
Right. All right, Dad. Yeah, I gotta get out of here too.
Yeah, we'll do a live. Maybe we'll do a live tomorrow night and go over the week.
I'm down.
Jinx is a cheesehead? No.
The Packers are going to be good this year. I'm telling you, they're going to be good. Christian Watson's going to come back. He's going to be awesome.
They better be good because they put so much money into this guy, man. Right?
Who?
What's his name? Trey Lance? No.
Love?
The other guy. Yeah, Love.
I don't think they signed him to a deal yet. I think he's still on his rookie contract, so they got him for dirt cheap.
I don't know, man. They better Packers are cheeseheads, yeah. I like the Packers, but I never cared for Aaron Rodgers. I hope he gets annihilated this year. I just do. I can't stand the guy.
Well, that's what would be even nice about it. That would be even nicer about it is that he, sucks, and then the Packers are good.
Hi, Amber.
Bye.
He said,
Her better
hi.
half likes the Broncos. Her better half likes the Broncos.
Did they win? Who won the Raiders game?
The Raiders won. They pulled it out.
That's right. That was a good game, though. That was a really good game. I should have started Jacoby Myers, but whatever. So, all right,
man.
Dad.
I'll talk to you probably tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jinx said hi, Amber. Jinx is awesome. Jinx is
Nice.
yeah, she's quite the character, quite the kid.
Wait,
She has the same humor I do, kind of.
All right, bye, Jinx. Bye. What was the other one?
Four Pits was in here, and CJK. CJK is awesome too.
Nice.
But we'll see y'all later. Take care of yourself for the rest of the week, and I will see you later. Hasta la vista, baby. Thanks, buddy.
Right, no problem. Bye. Oh,
Bye,
I just
Jinx.
put the exit and I full screened it.
That's all right. We're good. Bye, Jinx. I'll see you probably later in another chat while I'm driving. Thanks for coming by, kiddo. All right, we're out of here. Oh, one of these first. Hold on. Hold on a second. I got to do this because it's one of those days. I love that. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming by. Stay safe.